Hey, welcome back to the episode of Tsurumaki podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, bud.
Haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a day.
I'm back.
You're welcome.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Are you not excited about me being back?
No, I'm not feeling excited right now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Because you haven't even told us what we're talking about.
This week, we're talking about The Dragon Dentist.
And I get to talk about that with you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'm excited.
Yeah, so I was gone because of traveling plans that got pushed back to next week. So we're technically recording early again. So yeah, that's why you guys got to hear Kate last week, which I actually enjoyed a lot. Kate, if you're listening, Kate, if you're listening,
oh my gosh,
good job on the episode. I told you at Friendsgiving that we went to yesterday.
Yeah, we visited.
But you were
Kate
pretty
Nave.
drunk, so I don't know if she's gonna remember.
She remembers.
I don't know if she remembers.
She's got a memory like no other.
I did want to say that I listened to everything up until you guys started talking about Fairy Tail, and I listened to it a little bit, and then I stopped it, and then I just decided not to listen to it because I've decided I just don't want to know anything about Fairy Tail.
All right, so this week's episode, we're talking about Fairy Tail.
Fuck.
I want to break it down for you in simple terms.
Okay.
Guy wants to find his dad, finds his dad, and then it keeps
spoilers.
going.
Okay, all right. Spoiled it.
Well, I spoiled the first 200 episodes.
Fucking Christ. All right, well, yeah, so, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be doing this. It was kind of boring last week, not being able to talk to your face. So.
Yeah, it felt shitty, man.
Yeah, felt real bad.
You really put me out last week.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Lots of video games have been coming out lately. I haven't really talked about it because it's really difficult to talk about without spoiling anything, but Death Stranding has been... What a fucking experience, dude. Not many people knew what it was when it was coming out because no fucking clue from any of the trailers what exactly was going on. But the words being thrown around a lot were walking simulator. A lot of people thought it was going to be that. Essentially, you start out the game and the whole point of it is you're just walking along mountains and you're trying to deliver shit. And then you get like context to what you are delivering, and the story is just insane. It eventually winds up breaking the wall, the fourth wall. You get to see your character look at you and like wink at the camera and stuff and like pull you over and like do little motions like, hey, come on, bud. It's really weird. But the director of the game clearly knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Kojima knows how to have a fun time, not take itself too seriously, while remaining a very complex, dark, emotional plot. I'm into it, not very far yet. I've only played about 8 hours or so. Really want to check out more. I've also been playing some Control. It's a really easy to just pick up and play kind of game, in my opinion. You are this chick who gets hired at a company, and she has some telepathic abilities, so she winds up using that telepathy and the telekinesis and weird shit in order to transport herself between astral planes and control a weird magnet gun, I guess. Shoots a bunch of zombies that come from the astral plane and they're all like possessed and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's got little puzzles. It has really good narrative. The colors are cool. And a lot of awards have been given out recently. Golden Choice Awards for the best games of these consoles and whatnot. And Control wound up getting the like Critics' Choice Award. People love it. It's fantastic. Not many people talked about it when it first came out. It came out a few months ago. But I picked it up and I'm enjoying it. Good. It's a great time.
Good.
And then Pokemon just came out as well. So I have been diving into Pokemon. If you do want to add me on there, I'll throw up my friend code in the description, I guess. I've seen people do that on Facebook a lot. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Let's all be the homies or whatever. So I'll throw that up there. It's been a really controversial release. Leading up to it, there kept being more and more leaks about like, oh, Pokemon this, Pokemon that. They're going to do this. They're doing that. These are all the Pokemon. And then eventually somebody got their hands on all of the models for the Pokemon. An issue with this game that a lot of people have is not all Pokemon are in it. And the reason why there aren't all Pokemon in it that Game Freak gave us was they're going to focus more on the animations and making everything look really good. And they're trying to work really hard on making it super polished and everything's great with that. But then they got the models of the Pokemon and they were ports from the 3DS. Like, they didn't make any variations. Some of them, they made small variations, but it's very clear that they didn't try to rebuild them. It's the exact same polygon count and all of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the 3DS, but it looks better because it's a better resolution than the 3DS.
It's on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, I wonder, because, you know, a lot of times because of resolution, they'll make lower poly counts to make the game run smoother. So I can't imagine that you need, like, more, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, they obviously made it in for the 3DS, and it looks that way because of the screen, right? Mm-hmm. And so now that it's in a really nice one, I think it maybe would just take a lot of time to redo it, right? Like,
it would. And that's why they said that they were going to cut a lot of Pokemon from the game, is because they were going to be redoing it and making a lot of new stuff. And we're like all fans are like, oh, that's totally understandable, except for the ones that are freaking out and that they just want their fucking Pokemon. Yeah. But then when it comes out and they're like, it's the exact same models that they used previously, it's like, oh, well,
why can't they just use the old models, right? Is what they're thinking.
Well, they did use the old models.
But like, if what I'm saying is, like, why the people who are complaining, like, oh, well, you know, they said they weren't going to because they were focusing on, like, the animations. Yeah. Why don't they just put they already have the models or whatever?
They just straight up lied.
Oh, question. I know that every time there's like a new game, there's always like a new gen of Pokemon. Mm-hmm. They set out some new ones. Have you always been able to get the very first one in all the games before that? Like, so, if I played, like, I don't know, we played Sun versus Moon, am I able to get all the other Pokemons before that in that game? Really? Yeah. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, they're out there in the game.
Like all 1,000. They're not out there in the game, but you could trade up from all the previous generations.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think that there was a gap between Gold and Silver and Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
Because the Game Boy Advance to Game Boy Color didn't work out. There wasn't a good way to do it. So that's why they made Leaf Green and Fire Red, is so that you could get everything. And they made all these special events so that you could transfer them over. And then from that point on, they kept going up. With the DS, you could put in a Game Boy Advance cartridge and a DS cartridge at the same time. Mm-hmm. So you could, like, transfer between your own games, I believe, pretty easily. I don't remember exactly how it worked out. And then they wound up making it to where you could put them online in a bank and transfer it over to your new games. And it just kind of kept going. So people have had these Pokemon for generations, for 15 years now, you know, and now they're not able to bring it over. To me, I'm like, well, why do you care so much? But then again, I'm also like, well, I kind of get it. You know, if you had your personal favorite, but honestly, it's a new game. You're a new trainer. That's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. I'm not the same trainer that I was in the last game. I look different. I'm totally fucking different. Mm-hmm. Live in a different region. Have different parents.
You have both of them?
Both parents?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Your dad's never around and mom drinks a lot, so.
Yeah. Okay. They're not around, but, you know, you have parents.
Okay.
Everyone's got some biological.
Even Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole breeding thing.
Are they mammals? They're not mammals. They come from eggs, right?
Yeah, they all come from eggs, but who's to say, man? Is a pair of cherries a mammal?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, well, is it a reptile? Is it a bird?
Well, it comes from eggs.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still stupid.
Well,
they got belly buttons? I don't
Some.
Okay. What?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably.
Probably
one does.
So the gist of it is that you're enjoying the game and you're not freaking out over all this controversy.
No, a lot of people are freaking out. I just don't really care. It does suck that Game Freak lied, but when it comes down to it at the end of the day, I think that they did a fantastic job with the game, and I think it's totally worth getting if you aren't one of the people that are trying to boycott it. But, you know, it's something that you consider. You're like, would it make a huge difference? Maybe. Maybe it would if a lot of people did it, but not many people are doing it. In the grand scheme of things, a lot of adults are getting it for their kids. Mm-hmm. A lot of the people that have been playing forever, they don't pay attention to that shit. They're just like, oh, new Pokemon game. I'm going to go get it. It's not like people care about Pokemon news unless they're a hardcore fan, in which case there's like a few thousand people that are boycotting it, you know?
Well, that'll teach them. That'll teach Game Freak.
Yeah.
Fuck with them.
But it's a lot of fun. I really want to play more. It's just been a great, charming time. There are lots of games out right now, and I'm loving it. It's good shit.
It's good.
Yeah. Anyways, what have you been up to? What's your steez, man?
What have I done this week? This week, I went and saw Dr. Sleep in theaters.
How did you enjoy your theater experience?
You know, it was interesting. It was
Yeah.
because I was trying to. Yeah, there's like only 10 of us in theater, and there was some really aggressive shushing going on. Shh, yeah, shh, shh, shh. And I was like, settle down.
Just why?
Yeah, just calm down. Like, I mean, and the people who were like talking weren't even being like super rude. I've been in theaters where like with like teens, or stuff, or like moms with kids, or just like drunk people,
Yeah.
It's like those are the worst.
Or that fucker with the metal water bottle that keeps knocking it over like 100 times. You're like, you shouldn't have that responsibility if you can't hold on to the fucking bottle. Yeah, those people.
Yeah, and I feel like the shushing was kind of unwarranted. The movie was it was okay. I didn't like it. Wasn't like the best, and it wasn't
6
like
or 7 out of 10.
Out of 10, 6 or it was like a 6. It was like a 6 or 7. It was like a 7 out of 10.
Okay,
like there was some cool stuff in it. The idea that people like have these powers, they call it. Well, the main character called it the Shining, right?
Uh-huh.
Others people called it like the Mist. Steam, they called it Steam, and
I was like, "Whoa, Stephen King."
Yeah, they called it Steam, and then one girl just called it Magic. And I was like, "Yeah, cool." Like that's I think it's interesting that like they're all trying to describe this similar thing or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, it makes sense that there's no like universal rule for what this thing is called." It's like, oh.
But 2 of them call it something absolutely fucking insane, and then one person calls it magic.
Yeah, when the kid, the person that calls it magic is like a child, is like a kid, and it's just like, and I go, yeah, you're fucking right, you are magic, girl. Like, you have magical powers. Like, and I was like, that's appropriate. She's also a fan of Ruby. There's a couple posters in her room where it's like the Ruby posters. I'm like, nice.
Oh man, so are you upset about Eric Bador being, no longer voicing that one character that he maybe voiced in Ruby? You're upset. I'm upset.
No comment, because I'm the world's biggest Ruby fan.
I'm such a big Meg 64 fan. You got to feel for the boys.
I don't want to. This is really divisive. I might be on Rooster Teeth's side. They I think they're.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree.
I don't know what we're talking about, man.
Either.
Okay, good. All right.
Somebody sent out a tweet. It was just a goof.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. But yeah, it was good. There's good parts in it. One thing I really enjoyed was like the fact that some people had different variations of the power that they called it. Some people had the ability to like to tell people what to do, or one person was like really good at like, I don't know, like going into the person's like minds. One person could just like move shit. It was like, oh, cool. I mean, it's a spoiler or whatever, but there's this boy that they abduct and kill. He's playing baseball and he has the powers or whatever. I don't think he's aware that he has these powers, but he's really good. Like when he ever goes to the plate, he can hit the ball. And there's someone like in the crowd being like, "Hey, here comes number 19." He's like, "Man, I tell you, that kid's gonna go pro." Every time he goes to the plate, he knows, he always hits it. He goes like, it's like he can read the pitcher's mind. And like I was like, oh, he probably can't read the pitcher's mind. I was like, nice. I really like that. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's great. Like, and it's just like people have these abilities. People are just good at things, and it's just like, it just happens to be magic. You don't really know. And it's like, oh, good for him. In his mind, he's like, I'm really good at baseball, man. Yeah. Every time I come up here, I kind of just have a feeling that he's gonna throw a fastball. And guess what? He threw a fastball, and I fucking hit it. I'm great at this. Then he dies. So
yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, so I watched that. I don't know if you'd cared to watch it. Who cares?
I was on the fence about it, and I'm not going to see it.
There's other movies that I want to see. Like Jojo Rabbit came out. We're going to hopefully see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's Ford versus Ferrari in it. And I don't really care about Ford versus Ferrari, but I like Matt Damon and fucking Batman, Christian Bale. I think they're both really good actors. I was like, I want to see them act in a movie together, What else is coming out that I don't want to see? I don't know. There's this other shit that's just popping off that I want to get around to. Charlie's Angels. I don't want to see that.
Oh no.
So I did that. I also got a tour of Sierra's work. Like I got to
of your wife's work.
I got to go to where she goes to every day and does like farm stuff. And I don't
California Olive Ranch.
I actually don't like. I never really knew what she did because like she'll tell me stuff like yeah, she does these trials and she's in charge of this and that. But like I don't physically like see it, So it was cool to go out there to the farm or whatever, and they showed us like all the olives and how they're shaped. Also, the trees weren't shaped the way I thought they'd be shaped.
How did you think they would be shaped?
I grew up. I lived in Corning for a bit, and they just have olive trees, and they're just kind of like big stumps, and they're really like mangled looking. But it turns out that those aren't the type of olives that Sierra like people grow. Like they're different olives, and these olives like were really like kind of thin and tall, and they were like shaped. If I had to give them a shape, it was kind of like a cylinder, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't know that's how they were shaped.
It's weird, man. Yeah.
I was like, and you know, I was looking at the fruits, and the fruit weren't like that big, and I was like, these are ready to go. Like, I mean, I'd imagine you like want like something bigger, and they're like, no, the smaller it is, it's actually kind of better because like, you know,
it has like a better flavor yield.
No, I think they were when I asked the person I was doing the tour, she was explaining that like, the amount of oil to the amount of like meat, right, that is like on the olive is better when it's that size. Like say it does get bigger. Now the oil in the content in there is even smaller, and there's now more extra wasteful stuff that you're not going to use. It's like oh cool, because like in my head I'm like, that's not an olive yet. That's like it looks like a baby olive, but it's ready to go. You know, so I was like, okay, cool, because she makes olive oil. That's what these olives are made for. We got to ride a harvester, and they kind of like go over the top of the trees and like they shake, and then like all the olives kind of fall into like a some sort of conveyor belt that gets spit out to the other end, and like another tractor is like pulling like a gondola that catches them. It's pretty cool. Got super dusty, which was nice, and it was fun. I enjoyed it going because it was like this really tall thing, and like then it gets these hydraulics go up, so you're even up there way higher. You can see all over all the trees. And I was like, oh, this is great. And it's like shaking and vibrating. I was like, ah. And then I kind of look back and like we haven't moved like 5 feet because those things at their max speed that they're supposed to do is a mile and a half. So it's like super slow. So I was like, fuck, this is going to take forever. We went all the way down one road. I was like, and then we had to turn around and like to go all the way back. I was like, oh, God, I'm tired. I want to be on the ground now. So we did that.
That's somebody's job, man.
Yeah, it's someone's job, you know.
Yeah.
Then we went to the place where they like take away like any unwanted bits, like stems and twigs and stuff, and they showed us how that process goes through.
How it gets sorted, yeah.
Yeah, and then they showed like when they start like separating the actual like olives from the oil and stuff, and we had to put on these like earplugs and like a whole like get up and stuff to get in. It took us like to be sanitary, you know. And it was really fucking loud. So the girl was like yelling, and we had to like look at her lips like, oh, I don't really know what she's saying. And I was like, oh man, I have a question. I'll just wait till I'm done, you know. There's just so much information that like I feel like went right over my head. But I was like, cool, this is where they make the oils from the olives. It's here. Yeah. It's here. And then we got to see the bottling, and then where they keep like these giant tanks like go way up, and they just like filled with olive oil. Then we got a tasting. And I thought it was an interesting tasting because she put 2 cups in front of us, and I think, I'm not sure, but I might have like, they looked the same. They weren't labeled. They were just like in black little cups. And she goes, okay, pick up the one on your left. So pick up the one on your left, and she's like talking about like how like we're supposed to heat it up with our hands, and how the best way to taste olive oil is not to pair it with food, but actually like taste, like drink it like by itself, you know? And
kind of like a psychopath.
Yeah. Kind of like, and also kind of like aerate it, like make like a sound with your like mouth, kind of like when you drink wine, you know, to get oxygen in there. So we're smelling it. She goes, what does this smell like? And people are giving like what they think it smells like. I'm like, I think it kind of smells like Play-Doh. And she's like, yeah, you know, like she goes, I always think it kind of smells like crayons. I was like, bitch, Play-Doh and crayons do kind of smell the same. What are you fucking calling me out for, you know? So she tells us to drink it, and she's like, how's that taste? And we're like, I didn't really like it, you know? She's just like, okay, cool. That's rancid olive oil. And I was like, oh, gross. And then she explained that rancid doesn't mean like it's like rotten or anything. It's just like, oh, it's just not fresh. You know, it's been bottled for too long, or it's, you know, it's not at its peak performance. It's like, and then we tried the olive oil after it, and I was like, and she's like, that's what it's supposed to taste like. I was like, okay, cool. We did the same thing. And I was like, I didn't like either of them. Like, I don't ever want to drink olive oil ever again. I was like, I'll put it on a salad. I'll cook with it, you know. And then I realized maybe, because I didn't like either of them, like maybe I mixed up the cups. Maybe I had the good one first and then the rancid one afterwards, because like they weren't labeled. So I was like, I don't fucking know. They just kind of shuffled around. So
you just didn't like either.
I didn't like either. And then they gave us like a free like sample of like a little tiny bottle of olive oil that they had like just made or something like that. And it was like, it wasn't filtered all the way, because I guess they were saying that like olive oil is, you know, oil is clear in the consumer's mind. Like that's the way oil is supposed to see, like you're supposed to be able to see through it. So olive oil isn't clear. Like it's kind of like cloudy, you know? And so they had to filtrate it to make it look clear, because people don't, because if they see it, it's cloudy, like, oh, it's not good, right? So this is olive oil that wasn't clear. It was just like real olive oil. He's like, yeah, try that. It's like eat it, use it within 3 months, because then after that, it's just gonna not be the way you're supposed to eat it. It's like, okay, cool. And I was like, I have so much olive oil at home because Sierra just brings it. And I was like,
yeah.
So we gave one to Kate because I got one and Sierra got one. And we're like, here, Kate, use this olive oil. You got 3 months. Have a good time. Because then we went to Kate's house for Friendsgiving. You and I and Sierra went to Sacramento. We had some good food. I really enjoyed my favorite were the twice baked potatoes.
They were good.
Fucking made by my boy Neil, best friend, my favorite Neil in the world.
Hell yeah!
I only know 2 Neils, and actually, you know 3.
You do.
One was from college.
Gotcha.
He might be second, and I barely know him.
Yep.
But yeah, Neil's Kate's friend that they talked about last week, and he's getting into anime. So we had there's a lot of talking. I feel like maybe we like overwhelmed him, but he was really welcoming it. He's like, no, tell me what to watch. Kate's doing a horrible job, by the way. Kate's telling him to watch like all the best shows in a row. And that's like
hard, man.
That's so bad.
That's totally fine. Like years ago, when you first started watching anime and you found the good shit, then you could tell someone else, oh, here's the good shit to watch. But now that there's such a large collection and like you've watched so many bad things and so many good things, you can't just show somebody the best of the best. Then it's just a downhill drive, man.
Well,
it's
I mean,
bad.
Unless he's like Kate and he'll just like rewatch it. But yeah, like once he's done with all the amazing things, he's going to be like, well, what's next? I go, nothing, dude. Literally nothing.
Good luck.
Now you're like us, waiting for every season of anime to drop and hoping one of them's like Bunny Girl Senpai level or some shit like that. Like
and that's why you wait week by week and go like, is this show good? I can't tell.
Just
because you hope.
And then you go, and then you're like, it's like week 9 or 10. You're like, wow, this show is good. Like, it took a while, but it's the best show ever.
But like every single show that's really fucking good, you know, from episode 1.
Oh yeah,
you're watching Bunny Girl and you're like, I don't know about this. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, whoa, that was good.
That's how I felt about Maidens, you know?
Yeah, Maidens, Maidens in Your Savage Season,
That's how I felt about like, was it the tennis one? What's that one called?
Stars Align.
Stars Align. Like, I was after the first episode, I'm like, yeah, these shows are great. Like,
it just hits you in a different way than other shows. So it's really hard going into anime for the first time and being exposed to all these good things because you don't realize. Like Neil didn't even know what magical girls were.
That's embarrassing.
It's crazy. It's embarrassing.
I'm embarraed for him. Well, I thought he was kind of fucking with us for a second. Like Sailor Moon, and he's like total blank. I'm like, how do you not know?
Some people just don't know, man.
Which is wild, right?
For us,
that's just insane.
We grew up watching a lot of cartoons and shit. We don't know what his household was.
So then we had to explain. Yeah, he could have been like a Mormon or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Then we had to explain to him what a magical girl was, and we're like, it's a girl
with magic.
But it's a whole thing.
There's a transformation, and then they turn into like skirts and boots, and they have a wand, and they're magic.
And then we're like, hey man, you seen any isekais? He goes like, no. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you're so lucky. He was like, well, you have to watch at least one. There's like 2 that we really like, but you have to watch a bad one first.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, it was really fun talking to him and kind of seeing completely blank slate, essentially. He had seen Ghibli, and he's building off of that. Yeah. Which is how almost everyone does it, I think.
And, more power to him. I don't know what he does for work, but he was able to watch, like, a bunch of shows in a very quick time. Like, he watched all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I was like, and that in itself is, like, over 100 episodes, right?
And Attack on Titan.
And I was like, dude, this guy's really committed to, like, learning anime. That being said, there was also a girl there who was really interested in our podcast. And she was just like, she was like, I love podcasts. And I was like, you're not going to like our podcast.
Listen, man.
And she goes, well, what's it about? I was like, anime, you know what anime is? And she's like, oh yeah, my roommates play that shit all the time. I fucking hate it. I was like, all right, well then you're going to hate our podcast. Like,
no, the roommate just blasts it.
Yeah.
I would be so fucking pissed if all you hear are like, it's just nonstop in the other room.
Yeah, I was like, I felt like I really wanted her. Like, I was like, no, I told her, listen to the episode with Kate's on it because she's your friend, right?
Yeah,
and like that'll be fun. It's like, but if you're listening to us, like you're just not gonna like it. Like you're gonna hate it. Maybe she'll give it to her roommate, and her roommate, because we gave her a business card. Like maybe he'll listen to us and he'll be like, wow, these guys are idiots. Or he'll be like,
so what up, dog?
What up, homie? So yeah, that was. I was like, I just felt kind of bad because she wanted to be like engaged. Like, yeah, I listen to podcasts. I've listened to this. I'm like, dude.
And we have to shut her down immediately.
Because we don't want to hurt her. We don't want her to, because I don't want her to be devastated to like listen to our podcast.
Don't waste your goddamn time.
No, you got better things to do. Listen to something else.
Yeah. And then right after we told her, no podcast, bad, no podcast, we pretty much bounced.
Yeah, we were out of there. Yeah. Well, it was a little later. I was kind of tired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, I spent all day slaving away over a hot stove. Definitely didn't fall asleep on the couch.
After eating too much McDonald's?
Yeah. But I did make some delicious scalloped potatoes.
They were
pretty
good.
happy about
They
that.
were good.
Yeah.
They were not as good as Neil's.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's because he had to bake it twice.
Oh,
that's
so
nuts,
good.
dude.
I was telling you, like, I'd had those before, but they were like really small, and it was like someone made them as like an appetizer somewhere.
Oh, you're thinking of potato skins?
No, because it was the same thing. They filled it up or whatever, and they were tiny though. Is that a potato skin? No, it's not. It can't be. I've had that before, but it was just like maybe they made the same thing and cut it up in little bits.
What do you think potato skins are?
Like, isn't it just the potato skin and like you put like cream cheese in it or some shit, like sour cream in it? Not cream cheese. I know you use.
No, yeah, you fill it up again with the actual potato. You fill it up with mashed potatoes, throw some chives, bacon, and cheese on top.
Okay, that sounds like the same thing. Yeah.
Anyways, delicious.
I'd never had one that was that big then.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Kate made, by the way, Kate, thanks for making dinner. Like, she made like turkey and ham and was it green bean casserole, maybe stuffing, make potatoes. I don't know. She
mashed potatoes.
Made a bunch of stuff. And I was like, good job.
She fucking killed it. She did a real ass Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And everyone else brought way too much food.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. I saw someone that made gumbo or like spicy jambalaya. And I was like,
I didn't see that. It was my first time through. So I'm like, well, I'm not hungry enough for a second time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, as soon as we got there, we instantly ate. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm full. Like, I did it. And I'm going to drink beer for the next 3 hours.
It was rough. Got super full, super fast.
Yeah. Good time, though.
It was a good time. And other than that, I don't think you or I have been doing really anything else.
Haven't done shit.
Work has worn me out, man. I've been super irritable at work lately. Oh, it's bad. Don't want that.
Sorry.
So let's hope that we could bring it back down. Keep it chill. Good vibes.
Okay. Want to talk about anime you've been watching?
Not really. I don't really have anything, I think.
Okay.
Ascendance of a Bookworm. I'm still liking it a lot. The little girl is focusing on making her product still, and she's now made an agreement to sell her hair shampoo all in one thing in order to get a deal with this person, this like merchant guy. Yeah. He's essentially giving her every tool and everything she needs for free. If she makes a good product, then he'll sell it, and she sold him the hair recipe thing. Anyways, in order to make this contract, though, they all needed to make a blood pact. So they sign their name, put their blood on their name.
Like magic?
And it's magic.
Oh,
it suddenly becomes magic in this world. And I'm like, after all this time, like we're episode 7, and they're like, and there's magic.
I mean,
whoa.
From what I remember, there was magic in the first episode where like she's sitting down and she's just like, the guy put something on her head to see her memories or something like that. Remember that? That was the first episode.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the merchant dude, and he's just like, yeah, so and so's an apprentice, and she's like, she's really smart. She's done amazing things for like super like, I wonder why, and she makes him wear this like weird headset thing, and then then we do a flashback, and that's when it starts her being like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, so there is magic.
Totally,
but it's funny because you've been talking about this show for like a few weeks.
Been like nothing no magic at all. So this was like, whoa, fuck. So she's like, what the hell? The nobles get books and magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some noble people get to be magic and whatever. So I'm like, there's potential that she'll meet some magic friends along the way. And maybe, I don't know, weird other shit's going to happen. But I'm still enjoying it. It's a good time. Dr. Stone, I don't know. They're trying to make cell phones. I'm still watching it, but I'm never like, this is amazing. Yeah. I'm always just like, well, this is like, I would put it on in the background kind of stuff, but instead it's anime, so you have to fucking read the subtitles and whatnot.
I'm fully caught up with Dr. Stone, and like they
just made a generator.
Yeah. Well, okay. The one thing I will say about this most recent episode is, it is the episode before that is like, we're making cell phones. I was like, all right, you're making cell phones. You're the chief of the thing. You tell everybody to do stuff, and they're all and they're all working together and making stuff. Like, great. The one moment I really liked was when Crom or whatever, splits away with the old guy for a second.
I loved it,
and they go off and do their own thing, and they come back 3 days later, like, dude, we fucking did it. And they made like a water wheel, right? Yeah. And it's like, look, we took your idea of like, because they showed him, was it what was it, cotton candy thing?
Yeah, they were trying to figure out how to spin gold without letting it chunk up, so that they could get nice even strands to create the wiring for cell phones and whatnot.
So they wanted like a constant source or something that never stopped spinning. Yeah. So they made a water wheel, which is super smart. And they showed them, and then the main character's just like, holy shit, it's a water wheel. It's like, you guys made this without like any...
But they were so fucking crushed. They're like, fuck, you know what it is? Man, we thought we finally did something. He's like, no, you don't understand. Yeah. You thought of this on your own. I didn't think of it. And how the fuck did you do this without knowing what it was?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What the fuck, you guys?
Yeah, that's what I really liked.
So stoked.
I was like, awesome. Like,
yeah. So it really shows their worth versus,
him just telling him to do something every time.
Right.
Like,
and he's like, I have all these resources. Cool. I'm going to use them for cool shit. Yeah. And like, I'm really good at making shit. Just tell me what to make and I'll make it.
Yeah.
They went off, did their thing. It was great.
I really like that because like it shows off the old guy who, is really good at blowing glass and stuff. But he can also make things. And
he's good at recognizing what he should make. Like, he's like, oh, that's fucking good.
And then Crom being like, the one inventor, the one sciencey guy from this world, whatever. He does. He's like, cool, I can do it too. I can have thoughts. And I was like, even though, the water wheel had been invented 1,000 billion years ago, they didn't fucking know. I thought that was so cool. Yeah.
So as far as Dr. Stone goes, still not too impressed by it, but... It's got those moments.
Yeah, intro and outro sucks still.
Yeah. Fucking hate the new chick that's hanging up in the trees.
Oh, yeah.
She looks fucking dumb.
She's
terrible design.
I don't know how to say this. I'm fans of sometimes, like there's like, the fang, that like those traits that things have that I end up not liking sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm also fans of one that people also don't like. Like, I'm a fan of like the big X circle fat people belly button, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I like that. Sierra hates it. And I draw that sometimes on things and she goes like, I fucking hate, she like hates looking at it. I'm a fan of this character's lips. I like characters that have fat lips.
Yeah.
But
I don't have a problem with their lips. I have a problem with everything. I don't feel like all of her goes together.
It is very strange. Like, she's got the pink hair. She's got the strange, like that provocative outfit.
Yeah.
She's got like the shoes that everybody else has, but she also has like covers on the front of her shoes. It's interesting. She's got the bug eyes. It's
I hate her hair more than anything.
Her hair has her hair.
It's like way too tight and spiky.
It's spiky and it's chunked up into 4 different clumps.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it 4 clumps? Why isn't it just one big clump? Or like,
and honestly, like, I know that Senku has fucking stupid hair too.
Yeah.
But
he's the main character.
I like his coat. I like his outfit. I feel like everything works, and that kind of like shows his personality. But with her, I think they're going for like a seductive, dangerous thing, but it is not working at all.
I think they're going for seductive, dangerous, but also like innocent looking thing. Like, it's like, oh, she's dressed in pink. That's like, I really like. I do like Senku's outfit. I like Senku's shoes a lot. Like, they're just like these round pieces of cloth.
Yeah, just some ratty, floppy shoes. Yeah.
I hate everybody else's shoes. I think they're the fucking ugliest shoes. And speaking of shoes, we'll talk about my favorite shoes later about in another show. But I fucking hate seeing their shoes. It makes me so mad. Like, those look so uncomfortable to walk in.
Yeah, that's just like Japanese style though.
It makes me so. I'm like, that would throw those away. Senku, please make Converse. Just do something else.
They're not worth it.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else have I been watching? Magical girl who's like too strong. What the fuck is it called? Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? I'm still liking it. It's good. I don't know.
Okay.
Nothing to report. It's good.
Anything else you watch?
Yeah, probably, but I can't remember. Okay, I think I'm done.
So I caught up with My Hero.
I haven't seen the episode that came out like today.
Okay, well, there's Red Riot in it. And we see him working with his internship guy, like the guy. So his name is Fat Gum.
Yeah.
I really like Fat Gum. Fat Gum is also working with Sun Eater. Do you know what his powers are?
Not yet.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I really like his powers. I like Fat Gum. I like Sun Eater. And what sucks is that every time I find a character that I really like, another character comes in later in the manga and I'm just like, oh, I think I like this character more.
Yeah.
And I think there's a character later in the manga that I like more than these guys. But Fat Gum is really fucking dope. I'm really excited for you to see what he can do. And Sun Eater, once you can see what his powers are, I can't wait to talk to you about him.
Really excited.
But it's a good episode. It's just building up to this like team up that's going to happen later in the season. So
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was fun. I also caught up with Fire Force.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know was 2-core. I was talking to Sarah about this. She's like, Trip probably told you it was 2-core. I was like, oh yeah, he for sure probably told me.
Yeah.
I don't remember him saying that, or if he did, I forgot. You just
forgot.
I don't know. So the other day I was like scrolling through, I don't know if it was Crunchyroll or Funimation, and it was just like, hey, look, there's a bunch of Fire Force. I was like, oh fuck, I'm like hella behind. So I caught up with all of it. It's still just a shonen. They're building a new team. Like they're collecting people to add to the team. They have Catgirl, they have Arthur, they have the people who were originally part of the squad, right? They recently acquired he's like a scientist, like a designated scientist. For every Fire Force has to have a scientist that does sciencey stuff. And he's really creepy. He's got like a big afro and big bug eyes, and everybody seems to think he's a bad guy. Like there's like, yeah, he got sent by like the upper command or whatever, and there's like he's probably like a villain and like a spy, so don't trust him. And they kind of say that to his face, and he just kind of goes, "No, man, I'm a good guy. Don't worry about it." And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you're a good guy, but it might be just them fucking around. Man. Yeah. The most recent thing they also went to get was an engineer, someone to take care of their equipment and make new stuff, and they found this guy who like refuses to join any other Fire Force. He's like a really good inventor. His name's Vulcan. And he's like this dude with like red hair. He's like yoked. He's probably like 19. He's got a bunch of like tattoos that are just like lines like across his neck or across his arm and legs and stuff. Like big, thick black lines. They convince him to join. After like a lot of arguing, and they save his life and this whole thing. But one thing that happened recently was we finally get to see the main character's brother come into the show and actually like fight and show his powers. So he's like the leader of the bad guys, I think. They like wear like white outfits or whatever, and he's got a sword. I can't because like all their powers are fire based, right? And sometimes they're easy to guess, like, oh, that guy can make like a mace out of fire. Cool. That guy can shoot arrows out of fire. Sometimes it's really outrageous stuff. Like one girl's like, my fire is attracted to magnets, and like the magnetic field that a human makes it go for them. It's like really absurd, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this guy's power is, but he essentially looks like he's just like super fast. Like he just kind of blips from one spot to the next, or like, I don't know how it's done. It's done with fire somehow. But that being said, these characters, these white cladded guys or whatever, I've noticed that some of them have these boots that are like, they're shaped kind of like trunks. And there's at the very bottom of the trunk, there's just like a little tiny triangle to show that it's not like a perfect cylinder. And I'm fucking digging it, man. I don't know what it is about these stupid fucking boots. I'm just like, oh, that's a dope design. Because there's no way a foot would fit in there. But something about it makes me go like, yeah, that's fucking cool.
Nice, man.
So best shoes of an anime right now are the boots that the white bad guys wear. Can't explain it. Fucking love it though.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Show's okay. There was a really cool. There's like 3 episodes before. There's like a little arc where they go to like the house unit 7, and that was pretty cool because they meet the guy there, and he's really outrageous and very powerful. But then there's like kind of like a couple of episodes where just like a bunch of boring shit and nothing really happened, and it kind of looked like the animation kind of looked bad. And then this last episode, there was like a really killer fight, and the animation, quality went through the roof, and I was like, wow. And then it just went back to being kind of like normal again. I was like, fucking bummer.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm still watching it. I don't think it's worth you watching. Like I can't, because if it was, I don't think I convinced you to watch it. It's not.
Just gonna pass.
Yeah. Okay. So I think those are all the animes I caught up with.
No Vinland.
No, I haven't seen Villain Songs in a bit. I should.
No tennis.
No tennis. I'm 2 episodes behind on tennis. And then I haven't seen Babylon yet because I don't know if I want to after hearing.
Just don't.
You told me I don't want to.
Just don't.
I don't think I'm gonna. Did you stop it? Did you stop?
Yeah. It's bad.
All right.
Wants to be good, but it just can't be.
Yeah. Those are the shows I caught up with. There are other shows I should probably start watching more. But now that I'm caught up with those, I can catch up with the other ones.
I secretly started JoJo.
Yeah. You didn't secretly. You told me.
I know, but it's, it's a secret because I'm not going to talk about it until I finish a lot. So I just wanted to say, from this point on, I won't bring up when I watched JoJo, but I've started it.
Do you like it?
I don't know. I saw an episode.
Okay.
Back off, dude.
So you love it. It's your favorite anime.
It's pretty good.
Really?
No, I don't know. They killed a dog.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I was like, what the fuck?
We're now talking about JoJo, and you said we wouldn't talk about JoJo.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. This is it. And then at the end, we'll talk about it.
What if you just don't ever watch it again? Then we'll never talk about it?
No, I guess not.
Let's do the news, yeah.
Fine. What do you want to know?
What's new in anime?
Okay, in anime, Megalobox Season 2.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, pretty wild. They put out a little teaser for it, and they were like, this is the show. And now there's going to be more. And then they showed off like a few little, I don't know, I guess new designs.
Okay.
For characters and stuff. The new characters that are going to be out in an updated version of Joe. So, looks cool.
Cool.
I'm into it.
Okay.
You into it?
I haven't seen the things yet, but I'm excited for second season.
Yeah. Don't know when it's going to come out yet, but it takes place 7 years after the first season. Yeah. And it's supposed to be about regaining somebody's trust.
Okay.
You into it?
Yeah. I said I was. Yes, I'm into it.
All right. I'm into it too. So I'm glad that you're into it. Another thing I'm into, Made in Abyss, Dawn of the Deep Soul. They put out an official preview for it with English subtitles. And it looks like they're going to cover a lot of the fucked up shit in that little story arc. And I'm pretty stoked.
Okay. Because you're reading the manga still.
Yeah. The trailer for it shows off enough. They've got like a really desperate scream in there. They have all the right things where you're like, oh, this is going to be fucked up. It's going to be fucked up. Okay. I'm pretty into it. I'm really happy about it, actually. So, yeah, I think that's coming out in a couple months. I don't know.
So we'll see it in like 6 months.
Yeah, something like that. And then K-On! Seasons 1 and 2 and the movie are all on Netflix now. People are fucking stoked. And I feel like we don't have much moe shit on Netflix.
That's Guitar Girls, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good show.
More KyoAni on Netflix. I'm down for it. The more exposure people get.
Something I found that I want to let you know. What's the name of the slice of life that's super absurd? It's got the principal fighting the deer.
Oh, yeah. Nichijou.
Nichijou is on Funimation, fully dubbed. I didn't know that.
That makes sense.
I didn't know they had a dub. Oh.
That's why they released it finally.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I remember we talked about it a while ago when I first got it. I was like, finally, the Blu-ray's out. I wonder why. And then we found out, it's because of the dub. Yeah. So they had to wait for the dub.
I can finally watch that, yeah.
Nice, dude.
I mean, watch all of it. I've only watched like 2 or 3 episodes.
That's great. It's amazing. Next up, something you're excited about. Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel 3 Spring Song is going to open spring 2020. And there's a new little commercial thing for it.
Yeah.
People are stoked.
Yeah, we're stoked.
Let's go Medusa.
Let's do it,
yeah. Yeah. Weathering with You. We talked about this personally a couple days ago. You can now buy tickets for the U.S. premiere. I believe it's January 15th and 16th.
We should go.
I'm going. It's a Fathom event, so we might be able to see it in town.
Nice.
But if not, we'll hit up
We're going to SAC. Yeah. Yep. Or to Reno. Who knows?
I'm super excited about it. Weathering with You is the new Makoto Shinkai one.
Mm-hmm. Surfy Boys?
No, that's the new Devilman Crybaby one.
This is
who's that guy? What's his name? We're so bad at names.
No, we're the best at this. Okay, it's not Cone.
Mamoru Hosoda.
It's not Cone.
It's that guy.
It's Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, that's who it is.
I don't fucking know. It's a Devilman Crybaby guy.
Devilman Crybaby, Lou Over the Wall, Tatami Galaxy, and Night a Short Walk on Girl.
Yeah, nice.
That guy. We all know him. We all love him.
Yeah.
It's not him. That's the surfing one.
His surfing one is, that's right.
That's all the news that I have for this week.
Cool. Let's talk about this week's topic.
What is it?
We're talking about The Dragon Dentist.
Yeah, man. So it's directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki. He's done Neon Genesis Evangelion, as well as like a bunch of other of the variations of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Fooly Cooly. And he's helped with like Kill la Kill and stuff like that. So he is known for a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And then it's made by the studio Khara, and they haven't done a whole lot. They've helped with things like Darling in the Franxx, Evangelion 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, all that shit. and Mary and the Witch's Flower.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie, I didn't know what it was about.
Me either.
I just looked at the little cards or whatever, because you gave me a few options. Mm-hmm. One of them, you were like, don't know where to find it. I'm like, well, then we're not watching that one.
Yeah.
And then the other two, one of them was like a 25-minute short.
Yeah.
And
What's
an
OVA? Yeah.
Yeah. And I decided there's not enough there for us to make like a full episode out of it, probably, but I'm interested in seeing it. Mm-hmm. And then there's The Dragon Dentist,
which was like a full-length movie.
Yeah. Split into two halves, so I was confused, but yeah.
It's also, by the way, I found it on High Dive. I later found out it's also on Crunchyroll. Trip was having issues making it work on High Dive.
Yeah, essentially, I don't know if it's an iPhone issue. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a High Dive app issue or a Chromecast issue. But regardless, I could stream with any other app from my phone to my Chromecast, except for High Dive. High Dive, it couldn't locate the device.
I think it's the powerhouse of anime. I think it was their fault. I managed to make it work, but I did have an issue for a bit. But if that's the problem, it's on Crunchyroll. You can watch it there.
So I watched it on Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. And I had a good time. I had no idea what to expect, and I came out of it very pleasantly surprised.
Dude, me too. Honestly, after watching it, I was sitting there being like, did I like this? And I go, well, I didn't hate it. And I for sure enjoyed a lot of it. It's not perfect by any means, but I was like, going into it not knowing anything, I was like, what a
pretty fun.
Good use of my time. Yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm glad we got it. I'm glad I picked a topic and it just wasn't total ass, because sometimes they're just not.
You never know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the Swordsman movie that we chose a while ago. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, I know it's on everything now.
It's on everything, honestly. Whatever the fuck it is, if you see something with swordsmen in it, consider not watching it.
Oh, fuck. It's not even, it might even be like something Blade.
Oh yeah. Anyways,
keep talking. I'm gonna try to find it.
That one wasn't that great. We thought it could be, and then it just was lacking in a lot of different places. This one, it seemed like a really original idea of this girl that's a dragon dentist, and she works for the military, cleaning. Whoa, man! Whoa, you trying to interfere?
Sorry,
getting in the way of our podcast now. Anyways,
I don't know. I'm really far away too.
Just turn off. No, the fucking...
I got it.
All right. Anyways, dragon dentist, she's hired by the military in order to clean the dragon's teeth, because the dragon is used as essentially just like a fucking insane bomber.
Yeah. That was something, because when the movie starts off and
you're seeing the enemies on a boat,
and there's like ship stuff going on, and I go, for a split second, I was like, did I play the wrong thing? I was really confused. And they're like, all right, here it comes. And there's this massive thing in the sky, like stupid big.
Don't know what it is.
And I was like, I was like, that has to be the dragon. Like, there's no fucking way dragon. And then we get a shot of it, and like it's a giant dragon with like a giant like battleship backpack. Like, it's got like a whole city on its back, kind of. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, cool. There's a dragon. Now I know the dragon is. Like, where are these fucking dentists? Guess what? We're in the mouth of this fucking dragon. Mm-hmm. There's people in there.
Yeah, lots.
And there's a lot of teeth, and they're big, and they need dentists. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm on board. There's people cleaning these fucking teeth. I'm about it.
Very quickly, it went from being, all right, these people are cleaning dragons' teeth, to being, hold up. The fuck are they cleaning off this dragon's teeth? So the plaque is essentially these little creatures of all different kinds that show up, and some latch on, some kind of like wander around and whatnot. And the dentists are there to kill them and just make the mouth all clean, like a dentist would. We soon find out that these are somehow related to what's going on with the war in a way.
Okay, so what I've gathered from it, it's like kind of like, what's that show called? Mushishi? What did he fight?
Well, they're called Mushi.
They're Mushi, right? So they're kind of like...
They're spirits.
Spirits, right? That's the word, yeah. So they're spirits, and there's a bit when they're cleaning stuff out of the teeth, and there's just like a bunch of like random human items like helmets and guns and flashlights, and they go, yeah, it's just stuff that comes out of the teeth. And and so I was like, that's fucking weird, right? Later we find out that like, not only are there dragons, these dragons are magical or whatever. Like there's magic's involved.
There are multiple.
There's yeah.
And they have a certain connection with life and death that humans don't have. So pretty quickly, our main character she's helping out. She's cleaning some teeth. And then weird shit starts going on. She's up earlier than normal. And there's only one other person that's up there, which later makes sense, which I didn't think about until now, that she would be the one that's awake early. And then our main character runs off and she's like, oh shit, there's something weird going on. And there's somebody that's like being covered with all these mushi.
Yeah.
So she shakes off the mushi and like helps him out. And then he wakes up, thinks that he's like dying and being attacked as all these other dentists surround him. It's like, okay, what's going on? Where am I? They're like, congratulations, like you're alive again. We would have normally killed you because you're a mushi now, but this girl saved you. So anyways, you're alive.
Like he came out of the teeth is what it was, right? He came out of the teeth. They're like, cool.
They explained that.
Yeah. You're a dentist now. Because the people in the military come down and see him. He's wearing a military outfit from the like opposing fucking their enemies, and they go, all right, we got to interrogate him. And the guy who's in charge of the dentist goes, nah, man, he came out of the teeth. He's a dentist now. He's, got something to do with you. You can't fucking interrogate him. There's like these rules, right? Like, yeah, the dragon does have like the battleship on their back, but the dragon is kind of impartial also when it comes to the war. It's just like, it's like, yeah, dragon's gonna do what a dragon's gonna do, And the dentist got to clean the plaque. That's what we do. So this guy comes out. By the way, his name's Bell. Don't fucking remember that.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, I remember that because he's the same the character from fucking.
Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in the dungeon?
That's my guy right there.
That's the one.
So this guy quickly gets thrown into this life where the girl who saved him, the main character, is just like, yeah, eat up. He's like, it's time to become a dentist. I'm now in charge of you. Like you're the newest person here. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I'm gonna train you.
Yeah.
And there's like this montage of him like doing dentist stuff. And I was like, cool. Like they're like,
he gets learned pretty quick.
Yeah, they're killing plaque. They're running away from these monsters.
They have these really cool picks. They're kind of like pickaxes, but they could transform and shit when they're fighting stuff.
When they transform for the first time, I was like, holy shit! Where did this come from? Because at first I was like, what a cool, interesting weapon,
right?
I was like,
just a little thing that she slammed it down and like hit a tooth, and then all of the plaque that was like crawling around just kind of pops.
Kind of like,
oh, that's cool.
It kind of looks like a really long like stick that you'd use to like do like a mountain climbing kind of.
Sure,
thing,
yeah.
But it also there's also like edges on it. So I'm like, yeah, you could clean off some plaque or something. Later on, when shit pops off, people like will rip like a ribbon that's on it, and it activates it and turns into like a really dope weapon.
A cool spear, a kick-ass like dual blade thing,
or like a one of those like hooks with like a chain on the end or whatever. It's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
So our homie's like kind of reluctantly becoming a dentist and learning the ways. And at first, I thought this bit kind of felt like a rushed or whatever. It was like, no, I guess he would just kind of be thrown into it. And then I kind of like that because we still don't really know what's going on with the dentist and why they do what they do or what's the deal. Like I'm not sure. I think their house is on the roof of the mouth of like the dragon, right? Because they hang. Remember that
I don't know for sure if it's on the roof of the mouth or if it's on the belly.
No, I think it's inside it. It has to be inside of it somewhere. Yeah. Okay. But I was like, it's
fucking weird.
What made me like this movie a lot was the world.
It felt so unique.
Yeah, it was cool. At first I was like, oh, there's war stuff. And then we get brought into the mouth and they're doing dentist stuff. And I go, cool, fuck it. I don't care about what the status of the world is right now. I'm focused on like, what's this deal with these teeth? Like, why are they going? Like, what's going on here? And then once we learn some stuff and then we get thrown into the world again, I go, wow, this is what a rich, like mythos or like fucking history or like
we don't know why there's a war. It doesn't matter. We just know that there's violence going on between nations, and that's not good.
Yeah, for sure. So okay, to speed some stuff up a little bit, there's a cavity that pops up, right? And like it busts out of the tooth.
This is like the first big moment of the movie.
Yeah, it busts out of the tooth, and it's like a really dangerous like bacteria thing.
That's apparently been around 12 years ago, and it killed all but 2 dentists.
Yeah. It's a serious thing, and they're like, holy fuck. And so they're all like trying to stay away from it, and they're all trying to use their powers to fight it.
Throwing ropes and shit to tie it down. It was nuts.
Yeah. Some are like, some of the dentists are better equipped to fight. Some of them are just like, just going to stay back and, shoot these guns that shoot these ribbons or whatever. I don't know,
Yeah.
And then what happens is one of the guys
who you had just gotten to the point where he had enough screen time so that you cared about him.
Cared about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
I was like, Oh man.
He
it wasn't like a huge impactful Kamina type thing.
No, but he was like, I like that guy. He gets eaten up by the bacteria thing, right? And he uses something on his necklace kind of thing to blow it up. Before that, he also sees himself for a second.
Yeah, this is the part where I got really intrigued. I'm like, oh, that sucks. That guy's gonna die. And then time slows way the fuck down. He sees a completely pale white version of himself also falling down.
And then he goes, oh, that's right. I remember now. Like, I was like, what's going on? What's happening here?
I got super interested in it.
So he got ate up. He blew up. They killed the thing. His body's left there, and they're like, all the dentists are like, damn, fucking got him.
Let's go celebrate him.
Let's go fucking honor him. And they all just leave him there. And I was like, that's super fucked, right? And then Belle's like, aren't we gonna like do something? He's like, nah, man. The fucking teeth will take care of this. So like the bacteria are gonna eat him and then go back into the dentist, like into the tooth. Like, hey, he came from the dragon tooth, going back to the dragon tooth. That's the way we do it, boys.
Whoa, okay.
So they have a drink, in his honor, and they talk about like, hey, we all know when our time is, and it's a rule. So now we get some more like.
So now we're like, what do you mean? What?
So it turns out that when people become dentists, I guess the traditional way to do it is like you have to first say, I want to become a dentist, right? And like go to one of these kind of like.
You like to do like
auditions,
a trial,
right? And what they make you do is you put your hands on a tooth and you kind of close your eyes and you kind of get sucked into it. And while you get sucked into it, you then see how you die. Like you see your death, right? And then if you're gonna become a dentist, you just kind of come out on the other side. And like, cool, you are now a dentist. Wherever the tooth was, you are now inside the fucking dragon's mouth, in all the way up there. So technically, you kind of die and kind of come back, and they're like, cool, you're a dentist now. Let's fucking do it. And like one of the rules that dentists have is like, we all know how we're going to die. We just don't ever talk about it, And
it's kind of an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
A couple of them do talk about it, about how they've never talked about it. And they still don't share with each other. Just like, yep, nope, no reason. Like all of the people that died from the first bacteria attack, they all knew.
And they never said anything. And I like how like the other guy who died from the bacteria attack again, like he had forgotten. It'd been so long. It's like he goes, oh fuck. It's like, that's right. This is how I'm gonna die. And he goes,
all right,
let's fucking do it. Yeah, So that was a super cool thing. And Belle, being new to this, dentist world or whatever, is not happy with it.
No,
he's like, I disagree. Like, this is not fucking cool. Fight.
If you're gonna die, like you do everything you can in order to get out of that.
For sure. And like the main character girl's just like, no, we all agreed to be, well, except for Belle, like it's like we all kind of wanted to do this, so we're here. Like we get to eat, we have a job, we take care of the teeth. Like, yeah, I know how I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna fucking tell you how. It's not your fucking business. That's my business, right? It's like, whew, I like this. This is interesting. Like, what a deep,
it adds a different layer to the characters and to everything going on. You're like, okay, because some characters are a little bit more like carefree. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, we're doing our job. Other ones are like, oh, we got to be a little more serious. We have to make sure. And then you realize, oh, everyone's different, but they all know exactly what the other person is experiencing. Yeah. That like, I could die at any moment. I'll know when that moment comes.
And it's my business in a years. Yeah. And also like when she's she's telling us about her trials, like she knows how she dies, and we actually get a little clip of it, and like she's on the ground. There's like she gets killed by
a little baby dragon next to her.
Yeah, I think it's like holding onto her arm, like her arm stuck in it. And there's an enemy soldier who's wearing the same outfit as Belle is, and he's got like similar color hair. He's got a big scar on his face, and he has like a gun, and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. He's like dragon dentist, and she's like, cool, this is how it happens. Fucking do it,
Okay, well, I'm glad you're at least pretty.
Yeah,
and boom,
boom. Yeah, right. I was like, fuck, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Spoilers, we don't actually get to see that.
I liked not being able to
see
like
that too. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good thing. Okay,
I was so curious. I'm like, how did we get there? But then after
it didn't even matter.
You know what? No.
Yeah. So then what happens next is after this whole fucking ordeal with this bacteria, people are kind of shooken, and then the leader of the dentist calls out a girl who has been a dentist longer than anybody. By the way, when you become a dentist, you stay the same age. Like, you don't age anymore. Like, you can look 15 and you'll be 15 for the next 20 years or whatever.
You go into the dragon's tooth, do your trial, and come out. Yeah. So you've completely changed.
Yeah.
You now have a tattoo on you, and if the tattoo is removed,
that's how you die. Yeah.
Then you're not a dentist and you die.
So he's calling out this girl who's been there super long. He's just like, hey, fucking, you did this. You're the one that let the bacteria out. I fucking know it. I don't remember how he knew it, but he's just like,
there was a little thing that was shining in a part of the tooth that was cracked, and it wound up being casing for Mushi.
Okay, yeah. And then
she's the only one that knew about that kind of Mushi
because she was been there the longest before this guy that died.
So she took it in its infant form, saved it, and kept it.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, this seems shit's happening. Shit's going on,
really fast.
And then she just goes, fucking fine. And she like opens her mouth and one of her teeth just kind of wiggles and pokes out. And she's just like, yeah, man, I got a piece of the dragon's tooth. I've been keeping it in my mouth. It's a great way to hide this fucking cavity I've been raising. And like it comes out, like it crawls around her. He's like, and you know what? Fuck it, bro. I'm not a dentist anymore. I'm a fucking cavity. And like the thing eats her head and she transforms into like this really cool looking demon thing with like, I really like the design of this thing. I was like, that is interesting. It's like feminine.
It did
and like,
feel kind of Evangelion.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
It for sure did. Yeah. And she's just like, I'm a bad bitch. Fuck all of you guys. I'm going to kill everybody. And then one of my favorite lines of the fucking movie happens. Like the guy goes like, oh my God, you've been holding on to like a dragon tooth in your mouth for years. And he goes like, yeah, he goes, nothing sweeter than a dragon's tooth. It's like, you probably tasted it a few times. I was like, oh, they kissed. They had a relationship. Oh my God, there's so much history here I know nothing of.
Yeah.
And I fucking dig it, because that's how it would be. Realistically, all these things happen and like, I'm not privy to it. And they didn't, a line as simple as that goes like, wow, she's been fucking around with some dudes for a while now,
Yeah. It's interesting. I really like that they show that these characters have relationships that extend outside of what we get to see. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So then she knocks the tooth out that was already broken and it falls to the ground. And when it falls to the ground,
tooth, not her tooth.
Yeah. When it falls to the ground, our main character and Belle, the guy that came out, both fall with it, right? And I think that's where the first movie ends, like the first part of it ends. Yeah. And I was like, at that point, I'm like, I'm engrossed. I want
so much cool shit happens.
I want to know what's happening. They're going to the ground, like. We get to see the ground now. I'm super, I was like, I'm juiced. I can't wait to see
I was worried because she dies on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to see her die.
Yeah.
I don't want her to die yet.
Yeah, exactly. So they're on the ground and they notice that the dragon tooth doesn't touch the ground. And they go, yeah, dragon's tooth weren't meant to touch the ground. It's just kind of like never supposed to meant to touch the ground. And then the dragon tooth like disintegrates and like blows up and becomes this really tiny like circular thing, like a sphere with like a little point on it, so it can land like
it's kind of like a compass to the dragon.
And they go, cool. This is the dragon tooth. We got to take it back. Also, while this is happening, there's some like military people like, cool, let's go get us a dragon tooth. It's like, oh, cool, enter bad guys, right? Like enter evil people. And we quickly find out that like this group of army people who were like looking for this tooth are in cahoots with the bad lady. Obviously she has some deal with them. It also turns out that they're a part of like the same platoon that Belle was.
Yeah. And
they're actually responsible for killing Belle because Belle comes from like a rich family and that's how he has his rank. He has a higher rank than other people, even though he's young, so no one really respects him. Because of this, they like, oh, you're just a fucking pretty rich boy, and that's why.
He also kind of just got thrown into the system.
Absolutely, yeah. Like he's like, I think the issue is like because we get a flashback to before Belle dies, and it's just like they're in the jungle and like their leader's wounded, and they're trying to drag him, and Belle's like, I'm ordering you guys to drag him so we can go, and they go, fuck that, like. You're slowing us down. He's slowing us down. Like
the more that we keep stopping to try to save these people, the more that our enemy catches up with us, and then more of us die.
And they go like, "What are you gonna do?" Like, and he's like, Belle lifts the gun. He's like, I'll fucking kill you. Like, like. And then he's like, "No, you're not. You're not gonna shoot me." And so then they slit Belle's throat, and then he wakes up on the tooth. Right. This guy also, this bad guy, is like by the way, has bad teeth. I think they called him. I want to say it was like Coyote or something like that, or no, Bronco. It was Bronco. I didn't really like him because he had this ability to like never get shot,
Yeah.
He was like one of those, he's such a badass that nothing can hurt him. And it's like people around him are getting shot and killed. And he's just like, I'm just going to walk through this hail fucking storm of bullets. And I go, nah, I don't fucking buy that. But that's just like a little thing that I didn't like.
I liked it when they were trying to guess like why that would be happening. They're like, but he doesn't have any of the dragon's protection. Like he doesn't have that. What the fuck's going on?
It's like he's just fucking crazy. I don't fucking know.
Maybe he could have had something else.
Maybe his whole body's a dragon tooth.
Yeah, who knows? He's in cahoots with that one chick, so I believe whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, the fucking people who are the faction that they're fighting actually helps Belle and the main character, because they seem to worship the dragon tooth, right? Like dragons, they really respect them. So they haul them up somewhere for the night. They promise to do anything they can to help them get towards the dragon to put the tooth back. And it's like, cool, okay. It's great. I also, did you watch it you watch it Japanese, right?
Yeah.
In the dub, they looked ethnic. They looked kind of like, what's the word? Like tan, like, like kind of like Latins, like Latinos or whatever. It's kind of what they looked like, but they spoke with Irish accents, which I was like, oh, what an interesting decision.
I guess. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? They're not bad accents either. And I was like, okay, cool. Good for mixing it all up. Cause we don't know if this is Earth or anything. It could be.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel like it's Earth, but
we also don't know if what faction is what. We don't even really get names for anything.
We have no idea.
So, Belle isn't for some reason he's not down for helping get the tooth back. He just kind of wants out, He's like, I never agreed to be a dentist. I don't want to fucking do this. And the main character girl's like, fuck you. I'm going to go fucking put this tooth back. And then they have to go, they're on the run because they're being chased down by fucking Bronco and his fucking evil crew. And this, I shit you not, I was thinking about this on the way here. They're riding horses and they're like on a horse, like high speed horse chase, right?
Yeah.
And there's also like an airplane involved. And I go, holy shit, this is just the last episode of Exodus, the anime that they made in Shirobako. I was just like, and the animation here was actually not that good. I'll say, like,
I was getting really frustrated. They did a lot of low angles from down below the horses that took me out of the movie more than anything else.
Exactly,
because it was like, all right, here's this kind of shitty, crappy watercolor landscape. It would be cool if it stayed consistent, but instead they're like, here's some of that, and then here's an action shot of them where it's just like, and there's a blue background with a bunch of lines.
Exactly.
And now there's a green background with a bunch of lines. And it just felt like,
really cheap.
I don't know. This is weird because the rest of it felt really good.
Exactly.
But then it turns out that they did that because they put their budget somewhere else.
I'm glad you noticed that because I was just like, yo, like, what happened? Because like there's no background now. It's just flat color action lines and then like, like horse in person. I go,
yeah,
the fuck is happening?
Don't know. It was weird. Overall, though, the animation's really good in this. Oh, yeah. So that's why this was particularly jarring.
Especially with the fighting. I think like the fighting at the latter half of like the first part of it, like where they're in the mouth and like all using their weapons, like this is gnarly. I was just like, and it looked clean.
Really clean.
And so it makes sense.
The 3D animation is also pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that bad. Because I think the dragon's 3D, right?
Yeah. And there are a couple of moments that didn't look so good in 3D. But for the most part, whenever it looked good.
It looked pretty seamless. Anyways, the bad guys get a hold of the tooth. They get in the airplane, and their plan is to go like towards the dragon. Belle and the girl somehow weasel their way on the plane, and they're like, "Cool, we're gonna wait to strike." The dragon has like a barrier around it, so nothing can get in. But because they're holding a tooth, the airplane can get inside the barrier. And then when that happens, the girl gets inside the airplane and starts kicking some ass, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, as soon as she gets close enough to the dragon, her weapon's able to activate again. So we're like, oh, okay. So there's
rules.
There are contracts, and then it goes into starting to explain that contract. Dragons have wisdom teeth that could be removed. They have one wisdom tooth that could be removed without harming the dragon at all. It feels no pain from it. And then that wisdom tooth is kind of the source of magic and wisdom and whatnot. So they use that wisdom tooth to make a contract with the dragon where the dragon helps them out in war if they clean its teeth.
Yeah.
That's essentially it.
Yeah, exactly. So when they land on the ground, she even makes it, and she's like, oh, cool, my stick's just like a normal stick now. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad that there are rules in this universe and they're sticking to them.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So she kicks some ass. Fucking evil harpy fucking lady with shows up and the plane gets crashed. Everybody's super fucked except for Bronco. He's like, I'm fine. He's just
walking through a bunch of gunfire.
Let's fucking do this. Shit's popping off. The dragon is now, I think the dragon, no, Bronco goes into the, it kind of looks like a temple, and inside the temple,
it's a temple throne room type thing.
And in there, that's where the wisdom tooth is. And
there are 3 like sages at the table as well.
And
usually,
he like mows them down, and he's like, he takes the tooth, right? He takes the tooth, and this causes the dragon to like collapse and like hit the ground. And where it hits the ground, there's like a massive battle going on between these two warring nations or
Not
whatever.
anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Shit gets insane. The girl who became like a harpy lady, her goal is to go back into the teeth and pull out someone that had like died.
Who she loved,
right? Because she's like, well, I know where he is because we let him go back in the teeth. So if I can go in, I can pull him out, right? So she goes in there and she has a very passionate kiss with him. And I was like, well, this is jarring, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, she's kissing like a flat 2D plane. Oh, this isn't real. And the teeth is just, I think it might be the dragon talking to her. He's like, yo, man, like you see, you're wrong. You can't do this. Now everyone must fucking pay. And this giant fucking squid-like thing comes out of squid-like, like a tentacle comes out of the dragon's mouth, and it's just like this wild cavity that's just like going berserk and just mowing down soldiers like left and right. Like if it touches them, it like blows off their head. Right?
It was like a black and red combinations of like souls.
Yeah,
it was kind of the way that it felt.
It looked gnarly. Someone quickly noticed that like not everybody was being killed by it when it got touched. It was only those people who like seemed to have some sort of malice or like killing intent. Yeah, there was like people who are out there to murder other people. If that thing touched you, like you were just fucking gone. So Belle confronts Bronco. They're the main character girl is running to the tooth to get the tooth that she has to put it back in the hold, like to plug it. You know, Belle like says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you." Bronco's like, "You're not gonna fucking do it." And then Bronco holds up like a machine gun. He's like, "Ah, nice." He goes, I tricked you, you know, like I obviously wasn't going to kill you. He have, you know, but Bronco was. So the weird spirally thing touches him, kills him. But I think Bronco shot him or something, right?
Yeah, he shot him through the heart.
Yeah.
Which honestly, at that point though, I was just like, you're aiming at him so that he tries to kill you. So doesn't that mean that you're trying to get him killed?
Yeah, but he also said
so that was like some backwards ass logic.
But he also said he's like because knowing who he is, he obviously would never kill him, right? He's like
but he does.
Yeah, he does. No, absolutely. But he's like he says Bronco can't hide his like his contempt to murder somebody. Or this like, but apparently Belle can, right?
I guess
doesn't matter. Belle dies anyways, or he gets shot. There's some dope stuff. The lady that's a cavity gets pulled out of the hole.
Yeah, her hair has gotten sliced off because it became like the extra weird long tendril stuff.
The tooth gets put back in. Dragon gets off the ground, goes into the air, and it's like, cool, everything's fine. Belle dies. I think he just disintegrates or something, or he must go into the tooth or something. Something happens because his body's not found.
Well, since he was with that gun, his gun is found.
Yeah, exactly. So his gun is found.
And the soldiers, not remains, but supply, like
they call them like fucking like lost items. Like, it's just like this stuff that just kind of appears inside the tooth of the dragon. And after this war, there's a lot of lost items inside the tooth. And the characters go like, hey man, this is our lot in life. We're dragon dentists. What we do. Just gotta keep doing it, A
lot of people respect dragon dentists too.
And then the girl,
that was cool.
The girls who's like an evil harpy, like they're like, "Hey man," like the leader, the fucking dentist is like, "You still have the tattoo. You're still a dentist. Like, I know it's kind of fucked that you did this thing, like, but you can still do your job or whatever." And she's like, "Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna get him back someday. I'm out of here. There's no going back, And so she kind of.
She's also like, I'm gonna do my thing, not necessarily saying no. She's just like, I'm just gonna go on my own.
She flies away. Yeah. And then our main character goes like, has like a monologue where she's like, I can't find Belle anywhere. I was like, yeah, he's fucking dead, bro. And it just kind of cuts. We also get a quick moment where we get to see like the battlegrounds, or whatever, and we see a soldier that like stands up, and he's like bleeding on his cheek, and
he's the one that's gonna kill her.
And I was just like, oh, that's fucking dope. I was just like, but it's not today because the movie fucking cuts to black, And I was just like, oh, what a good like just like world. They built such an amazing world
that we know like nothing about, but the parts that we learned were very interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked it. The animation was clean. The fighting was really cool. It was just an unexpected kind of surprise, not knowing what this movie is going to be. Came out of it with a very unique experience. Yeah, I would recommend it to people.
I would too. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, especially not knowing anything about it. I was just kind of going into like, please don't be bad. Just please don't waste my my time. And I was just like, wow, they did, again, my biggest thing is like, they did such a good job of creating this world and, not having to explain everything about it or having it be too complicated. It's like, yeah, man, you're a dentist, you clean the teeth. Yeah, I fucking get it.
And there's not somebody that's like, this is the story.
There's no Pokemon character who goes like, well, he's a rock type Pokemon. You know what that means. You got to use this type. I don't know what type of Pokemon he's against rock type. Water?
Yeah.
Nice. Nailed it.
You did.
And then he goes, oh, wow. But then he goes, none of that, which is great. There was also, there's a couple anime tropes. Like the main character girl would get like kind of pouty and kick people in the shin or whatever.
She was a little bit Cinderella.
Yeah. But besides that, I don't think there was that many like tropes, right? Like nothing like no chibi moments, something like that, which is nice, which is good for a change, not having to see that all the time.
They did that one thing that anime likes to do sometimes where there's a character that's super awkward around another character when they're naked and then the one person doesn't give a fuck.
Yes. Classic.
That happens in a lot of anime. It's not like a common thing, but
it does happen.
Comes up more often than in American media,
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the chick's like, all right, so we completely sanitize our bodies in order to go in there. So take off your clothes and jump in the pool.
It's like, don't make this weird. Just do the thing.
Yeah, like we're just fucking doing our job. Come on, bro.
Yeah, it's like any good dentist knows you got to be sterile. It's like, here you go. It's fucking fluoride all over them. I thought it was super cool. There's one like drawback that I was talking that I did like kind of like, I don't really know. So the teeth at points looked really fucking big, and they looked really small.
They looked like they were about 2 stories tall, I think.
And then there's sometimes where like, I don't know, like, the teeth don't look that big because like the thing on their back looks kind of like proportionate or whatever. The sizing is something that kind of threw me off a bit. It's like the dragon's tail was so fucking long.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculously long. So when it hit the ground, I was like, that's a big dragon. I was just like, yeah, but these teeth seem to change. The thing on their backs, I don't know.
I think it's just different sizes of teeth. That's all I'll say.
That's what you're going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
That makes it work for me.
I did like a really good moment where like they were talking about like, shit, man, like we got to clean this teeth and that tooth. And they go, oh, man, we're so fucking behind. We got so much work. It's like, yeah, we got to sign a few teeth, the bells. Like, oh, dude, nice, man. You're getting your own teeth to clean. I was just like.
It was pretty cool. I really liked it. And they're like, hey, go take care of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Animation, for sure, at points was not the best, like the horse fucking helicopters airplane scene, but scenes like them fighting the cavities and scenes where they would ever use their really wicked staffs or whatever, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. Good movie.
Really good. The message is violence is bad.
Yeah, and clean your teeth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that.
Yeah, don't forget to brush.
Yeah, get rid of those spirits.
I don't know. How old was it? You said, is it
2017.
Yeah, so it's not that old, right?
It's 2 years old.
Yeah, but, so like, I don't know, because I also, when I looked into it, this also had an OVA that came before the movie, and the OVA is like an 8-minute thing, so it's like really short. So maybe like they made that and they go, there's something here, we'll make it into a movie, right? So I think
that's how a lot of movies get greenlit.
I don't think there's plans for this. There be like to a sequel movie or a series.
It doesn't feel like
because it's on no one's radar. It from the ratings that I saw, I think it got like a 7.5 on IMDb, which isn't actually that bad. Right?
No, I think 7.5 or 8 is pretty accurate.
Good. Yeah, pretty good. I was like, yeah, that's what it'd be personally. I think it'd be really cool to see more of this. Like like what's going on.
I would have loved a series.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to be like, hey, man, this has to happen. Because like sometimes they could fuck it up, just like I don't know if they fucked it up. But in our opinion, we watched the Little Witch movies, enjoyed those. And then like
the TV show was just aimed at a different audience.
And exactly. So like maybe it's just best for this to just be a movie.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. But for sure, like a really good time. So. That's it, right?
That's all I have to say. Next week, we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're watching all of it. No. I don't know what we're doing next week. Juan might not be here.
I might not be here.
So, legitimately no idea. Tune in next week for another surprise.
Yeah. So this is, if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com or check out Tom Nasser on SoundCloud or YouTube for our theme song. Boom, nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
I have no rust on me.
It's fine, don't worry.
Trip, where can you find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at InstaRamenPod.
Podcast Infit.
And shoot us an email, InstaRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Send us something that's easy and palatable that we might be able to do within a short period if you have any suggestions. Just because we don't know what's going on, so it might be like, hey, let's not decide on something until we know where Juan's going, and then Juan's just going to be like, peace. You have one day to watch something. Like, who knows? So
for sure, something doable within an hour and a half or two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you just want to email us and talk, I got an email last week about some guy wanting to know more about my tattoo, which was interesting. We've talked to this guy before. I don't got his name off the top of my head, but it was nice talking to him. What's up?
Nothing.
I emailed him back. He's currently getting a full My Hero Academia sleeve, and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking dope."
Yeah,
and
it's Deku's fist. Yeah, it's just him reaching out.
No, it's not.
His hand.
I don't believe
Deku's
you. No, no, I don't. You're fucking lying.
Nah, he didn't say.
No, but he's getting a My Hero Academia sleeve, which is super dope. I like tattoos now. Obviously, I've liked tattoos for a while. If I have one now, humble brag. But yeah, he was surprised that my first tattoo wasn't something like anime-y, or weeby or nerdy. And I was just
we fucking hate anime. Are you kidding me? After watching all of the garbage that anime has out there, why would you ever get an anime
that on your body? Yeah.
No, yeah. Honestly, I've always thought about what tattoo I would get, and
it'd be some Pokemon shit.
It would either be something that's very rudimentary video games, like Start Select or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it would be some fucking anime shit. I don't know.
You'd be like a big old fucking magic carp on your chest.
Nah.
A big old chest piece.
Nah. So, it would be on my back.
So yeah. So the guy asked if I was gonna post my tattoo anywhere. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna put it on social media just because I don't really want to.
It's because it looks so fucking good. You guys wouldn't be able to handle it. You would cry if you saw it. It's so beautiful.
But I did say, because I do want to get anime related tattoos because I like anime that much, right? Or nerd related tattoos.
Yeah. So you're gonna get Sailor Mars with way too
on
big
my
boobs.
chest. Yeah. It's gonna be my boobs on her boobs.
Yeah. There you go.
So if I do, and when I get anime tattoos, I'd probably be posting those on Instagram for people to check out because I plan on it. Why not? It's my body. I'll do what I want, Dad.
Yeah, we're gonna get matching tattoos.
No, we're
I'm
not.
Gonna get Bunny Girl Senpai, and you're gonna get MC Kun, whatever his name is.
MC Kun.
Yeah, main character
Kun. That's pretty good. No, don't fucking tease me because I'd get a matching tattoo with you, but you don't want to.
I'm not gonna get a Bunny Girl one. But if I were to get a tattoo, it would definitely be an anime or Star Select.
Okay, well now we know, guys. If you guys want to pay for trips, Start Select anime tattoos, send us money and we'll make it happen. Okay, yeah. So it was nice talking to you.
Thanks, man.
If you just want to email us about anything, we don't mind talking to people, right?
I like talking to people.
Yeah. So next week we don't know what we're talking about. We'll figure it out. This is Bye from Juan.
See you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.